A fight for it. It will stay at this end.
Look at the effort from Batcho right here. He comes out of nowhere. Johnson thought he had an easy layup, but Batcho says no, sir. But that's a great pass. Look at the dime. But Batcho just erases it at the rim. That's great effort from Batcho to run from one end of the floor to the other.
It's a volleyball spike from the Frenchman. Shot clock reset to 20 for Kansas State after it went out of bounds. 10 to shoot now. Tomlin wants to go at O'Banner. A lot of contact. Offensive foul called on Nae'Qwan Tomlin. 9th Kansas State turnover. Just a good old-fashioned Big 12 battle here in Manhattan, Kansas. Texas Tech looking for their first win of the season in the conference. 4 wins against ranked opponents, their most since 2018-2019. They snapped a 7-game losing streak to Kansas. It was their first win over the Jayhawks since 2019. That was on Tuesday, and then their jump from unranked to 11th in the AP poll was the largest jump from unranked since 1977. Picked last in the Big 12, and at the moment sit atop the Big 12 standings as Batcho cannot finish the alley-oop chance. Kansas lost today too, so a win would put them a game ahead of Kansas, plus they had to win it over the Jayhawks. Iowa State is in action at the moment as well. They're in Stillwater against Oklahoma State.
Yeah, Kansas lost shocking to lose by 20 plus.
Big win for Jamie Dixon and TCU.
That's a huge win. TCU needed that
one. Red Raiders looking for the lead again. Pop Isaacs, he's not afraid of it. 3 to shoot, Harmon, deep 3. Got it, Davion Harmon.
And that's a good sign. Only shooting 24% from 3. I mean, he's having one of his best seasons and only shooting 24 from 3. It's a great sign.
It's just his 11th three-point make of the season. Pop Isaacs picks up his first foul. Davion Harmon, well-traveled, a senior from Denton, Texas. He's familiar with the Big 12, started at Oklahoma, last year at Oregon. Now here at Texas Tech. Tomlin 3. That is no good, and Harmon rebounds. Desi Sills has been quiet today too. Texas Tech goes quickly. O'Banner cannot get the finish. Batcho somehow spins it in. An and one chance for Daniel Batcho. Wow. They've had answers today that they haven't in previous games.
You know, this is just a grown man rebounding a grown man finish. Snags the ball away, fighting against 2 Wildcats, and the finish right there is impressive. And this is Batcho, who we saw in the non-conference. This is how he was playing time and time again, would crash the glass hard, would be able to finish like that. But ever since they own this, just has not had the same level of production.
That's the 4th foul on Nae'Qwan Tomlin too. That's something to keep an eye on. We talked about the size for Texas Tech, and now one of K-State's biggest guys and best athletes is on the bench with 4 fouls.
Right now, Batcho with the advantage right there he has on a smaller guard. They have to be able to recognize that.
Noel runs down the rebound. He's got 6 boards today. Who's got the answers for Kansas State? Keontae Johnson held in check without a field goal so far. He's clobbered and will go to the line for 2 free throws where his 4 points have come.
He has to get going. I mean, when Noel and Johnson are rolling at the same time, that's when they become hard to beat. But Keontae Johnson has to get going in this second half because Noel can't do it by himself.
Talked about nobody's had an answer for Keontae Johnson all season, but Oddly enough, this Texas Tech team, who has not defended at the level they want to, have had the best answer. Tomorrow, we've got an ACC women's basketball matinee. That's the answer for you on ABC and the ESPN app. Diamond Johnson leading number 20 NC State against Haley Van Lith in Louisville. Coverage begins at 1 Eastern. Keontae cuts that lead back to 3. Banner hits the 3, a big one for Texas Tech, and a great sign for the Red Raiders. Desi Sills inside. No good, Aimaq rebounds. Isaacs going quickly. Inside, coast to coast for Pop Isaacs.
Kansas State just looks a little out of whack. They're not in their rhythm. Tech has done a great job of getting them out their rhythm, and they have to figure these things out.
Timeout, Texas Tech looking to make a statement on the road. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by Phillips 66, proud sponsor of Big 12 basketball. Kansas State's last top 10 teams back in 09, 2010, got to number 9 in 2012, 2013. And you would think if they were able to find a way today that they would have a 10 or less next to their name come Monday.
And right now they're going to have to look to find a way to get back into rhythm because they're all out of whack.
Oh. Offensive rebound, Massoud. That's a big one right there. Cuts it to 6. They needed a little energy as well to inject into this building.
Yeah, I think it starts on defense for them. If they want to get back in this game, they have to start getting stops.
Reminder, Tomlin has 4 fouls, so Keontae Johnson is drawing Aimaq underneath right now. Talking about defending 1 through 5. Tyson steps back, rims off. That's going to be the problem, though. It's tipped away from Aimaq on the offensive rebound. Aimaq is almost a full head taller than Keontae Johnson. Massoud's a little bit closer, but Aimaq definitely has the size on him.
And Massoud is not really a post player. Massoud is a hybrid wing who happens to play it inside because they need him to do that.
They're going to work through Aimaq too. Trying to go to O'Banner, it's off his hands. O'Banner says, my bad.
I know Mark Adams is unhappy with that possession because whenever you have that mismatch, Aimaq down low with Massoud, you have to be able to capitalize. And Aimaq doesn't have to score every single possession. He can draw the double and kick to the open man for a great look, but you can't turn it over.
Sills goes baseline. Nice little hesitation right there. He cuts it to 4.
And Desi Sills, a guy who had 24 last game, provides instant offense. He does a lot of good things. And especially with Johnson being quiet tonight, Sills is a guy who could really propel this push.
O'Banner, nice bounce pass to Aimaq, tipped across. Harmon, short on the floater, tipped around. Aimaq runs it down, and a travel call. Mark Adams wanted a foul for Aimaq there. Timeout on the floor.
Chance to make a statement is not for the faint of heart.
Got it! We got a ball game.
CC Big 12 Challenge coming up next week. We will head to Starkville for TCU Mississippi State, but still some big games to be played as Massoud lines one up and hits it. And here come the Cats.
This is a big time. Normally in moments like this for Texas Tech, Pop Isaacs is the one to shoot this ball because he loves this type of moments.
Here is Pop. Bacho has a mismatch on Sills. three to shoot. Isaacs blocked away by Cam Carter.
This is a great block. This is impressive. Gets beat off the bounce. Cam Carter doesn't give up on the play. Gets the block. That's great defense.
Harmon lobs it up. Batted away by Sills. Johnson, keeper, 2 leads. Kansas State leads. Mark Adams wants a timeout and they couldn't get it. Well, here we go. The Big 12 on ESPN. Just remember me.
Oh, maybe a little foul right there with a slap on the wrist, but Keyontae Johnson finishing through traffic, making the flush look easy.
They love him here in Manhattan. Why not? He's got to be top of the list. Jalen Wilson, Keyontae Johnson. Maybe the 2 front runners for Big 12 Player of the Year right now. Pop Isaacs, Harmon trying to answer. Contact, loose ball, a whistle on the rebound.
Yeah, this game looks a little physical. They're letting them play. And I'm not opposed to it. You can let them play as long as there's consistency on both sides.
Got the hard hats on in the crowd too. They're ready to go. Foul was on Sills. It was his 3rd. 20 on the shot clock for Texas Tech. Does it creep into your mind as a player at all? On one side, you have Kansas State, who has won every close game. On the other side, you have Texas Tech, who has been on the wrong side of a lot of these.
Yeah, you just have to figure out how to get over that hump. Look at K-State. They're poised, they're older, they're mature. Texas Tech, a little bit younger, so they're learning. They're still figuring it out, how to pull off wins on this level.
Johnson. They go back to the big man. He's got 10. He's at double figures every game this season. It's an 11-0 run. Who can answer the call right now for Texas Tech? Noel had it poked away. Bacho gets an easy one, much needed for the Red Raiders.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to get a little lucky, and that's what happened right there. Ball just happened to end up in Bacho's hand.
Physical take from Noel, and he's going to go to the line for 2 shots. Right back into a familiar situation. 6 straight losses, all of them in the Big 12 as Marquise Noel goes to the line. Our big Monday ACC Big 12 doubleheader on ESPN and the app. It's Duke, Virginia Tech to kick things off at 7 Eastern, and then we go to Waco. Keontae George, Jalen Wilson squaring off Kansas, Baylor, 9 Eastern on ESPN and the app. Baylor's starting to heat up in the Big 12. Kansas is going to be coming off 2 straight losses as the Kansas State lead is now 3. Oh, it's almost stolen by Carter. Now Texas Tech has to hurry it across midcourt. Johnson intercepts. Noel. This place is ready. No good. Texas Tech dodges a bullet.
And well, right there, you have 2 freshmen in the backcourt trying to break this press. The crowd is rocking, the arena is rocking. You have to be able to get a veteran back in the backcourt to take care of the basketball. Davion Harmon is right there to score save and needs to come back in the game.
Last year it was Bryson Williams whenever they needed it. Pop Isaacs trying to fill the void right there as he ties it at 50. Big shot from the freshman.
I'm going to start calling him Big Shot Pop, because whenever the crowd is rocking, he's always looking to shoot the ball. That's impressive as a freshman. A lot of guys do not have that type of courage.
A lot of guys guy who carries himself like a freshman at all. Sills lines one up. Rebound Washington. Texas Tech looking for the lead. We still got 8 minutes to go. Obanor wide open. Offensive rebound, Tyson. Washington in trouble. 4 to shoot. Isaac's a long way from the basket. Fires away. Rebound, Keontae Johnson. Desi Sills will slow things up. He only has 2 points after a season-high 24 on Tuesday against Kansas.
And one thing I'm seeing out there right now is Pop Isaac really getting on to Lamar Washington. Really trying to coach him up, and as a freshman, to coach another freshman, you really don't see that too often.
Foul on the play. We're tied at 50.
This is a back-and-forth game. Keontae Johnson maybe caught a body on Pop Isaac, but Pop Isaac is not worried about that because my man gets buckets.
Jordan Cornette here with your studio update. Just making you aware of what's going on in the college basketball world as it pertains to the ESPN family and network. Some good finishes we're getting poised for. Texas A&M, Kentucky, that one on ESPN. Virginia Wake on ESPNU. And on ABC, Arizona building a double-figure lead. Sean Farnham working through it here on set. We'll see you shortly. Back to you, Chucky and King.
Thanks, guys. Great finish so far to the early games, and our 1 o'clock tip here in Manhattan has not disappointed. Texas Tech in desperate need, King, of a win. But Kansas State looking to, with a win, you would think crack the top 10. The big win over Kansas on Tuesday. It's been back and forth all day as Igiola takes the lead, 51-50. We've seen it all. The first half was a lot less of a flow to it than the second half has had. And then we saw the half-court heave by Pop Isaacs to close out the half as Igiola goes 1 for 2 at the free throw line.
Yeah, right now I'm looking to see who's going to step up for Texas Tech. Kevin Obanor's production hasn't been the same recently, but tonight he's playing really well. Pop Isaac is playing really well. You got Jalen Tyson. I mean, you have options. But I'm just looking to see who's going to step up for this team.
Tyson, no, great rebound there by Johnson. Under 7 to play. Kansas State could put a game between themselves and Kansas with a win. The Jayhawks losing to TCU big time at Allen Fieldhouse earlier today. 8 to shoot. Johnson against Bacho. Johnson from long range. Keontae Johnson knocks it down.
Well, right there, he had no other option but to shoot the 3. The way that Mark Adams was yelling for the help side to slide over and stay in the gaps, he had nowhere to go.
Texas Tech needs an answer, down 4. Tyson on the drive. Obanor open for 3. No good. Rebound Sills. There have been some missed opportunities for the Red Raiders. They've had some open looks that haven't gone down, and I think in the first half primarily on some of their offensive rebounds weren't able to finish at the rim. Sills driving. Contact, puts it in, blocking foul ball, and an and 1 chance for Desi Sills.
This right here, this is the great take. That's the right call. It's a block. Obanor was not set. That's a good and 1 right there from Desi Sills.
Perennial winner. Jerome Tang says everywhere he's been, he's won. Arkansas State, he was part of the Arkansas Elite 8 team in 2021. Lost to the eventual national champs Baylor. Sills misses the free throw and Harmon pulls it in. They need buckets. Kansas State's been hot. Texas Tech just 2 of their last 11 from the field. O'Banner. Little contact, rims off. Aimaq couldn't pull it in. And they'll say it's Kansas State ball. It looked like Ijiola batted that away from Aimaq.
Take a look right here. Look at where the help side is. As soon as Keontae Johnson gets the ball, he's matched up with Bacho. The help side, they're loaded up in the gaps. He has nowhere to go. So he's forced to shoot this shot right here, as deep as it is, because he had nowhere to drive on the offensive gap.
He's elite. Had a big second half, up to 13 points, has 8 rebounds as well. Noel open for 3. No good. Rebound, Pop Isaacs trying to go quickly. What has to change for Texas Tech offensively?
Right here, you have to exploit the mismatches. I mean, Kansas State switches everything. So you have to be able to locate where they have the mismatches. And when you catch the ball down low, take your time. Don't try to rush. Find the open man. You don't necessarily always have to score, but find the open man and make the right play.
And to your point, Aimaq had Desi Sills on him there for a couple seconds, and they went the other direction. Naquan Tomlin back in for Keontae Johnson. Tomlin with 4 fouls. 4-minute drought for Texas Tech. Rebound pass was tipped. 10 to shoot. Walton pump fake. 4 to shoot. Harmon deep 3. Tomlin does come away with it. Noel doubled. Trying to split the defense turnover. Here comes Pop Isaacs. Aimaq ahead of him. Isaacs. Oh, batted down from behind and taken away. What a play by Cam Carter.
Yeah, that's an impressive block right there from the backside.
Kick ball, and we go to our final media timeout as Kansas State looks to remain perfect inside Bramlage.
Coming up about 5 minutes away from tip, another good one in the Big 12. Baylor and Oklahoma. Oklahoma, Coach Moser's squad defensively hopes to get up in Baylor in that 3-guard attack. Should be a good one. My buddy Jay Williams back on the call.
6-point lead for Kansas State inside Bramlage Coliseum. The Octagon of Doom has been at its finest these last few home games for Kansas State. They're trying to rally the troops again. Texas Tech offensively, King, I asked you a moment ago, and it's just kind of sticking right now. Nothing looks fluid for them offensively.
Yeah, I mean, they have so many options. I feel like they're not really taking advantage of them. And with Kansas State's defense, the one thing that you have to be aware of is switch. You have a bunch of mismatches on the floor, especially down low. And your bigs have to be able, you have to be able to play through your bigs, and they have to be able to capitalize and take advantage of the opportunities.
Six-point lead for Kansas State. They have dominated close games all season long. In conference games decided by 6 points or less, they're 3-0. And this is what we talked about early in the game. The difference is who is finishing these games. Texas Tech hasn't. They're 0-4 in conference games decided by 6 points or less. One of their other 2 conference losses was by 7. It was against Baylor on Tuesday. Noel has O'Banner on him. Likes this matchup. The cut from Massoud. Left-hand finish from Ish Massoud.
It's the mental lapse right there. He drove, got caught staring at the basketball, and when you stare at the basketball, whenever your man turns your head, you have to cut back door. 8-0
run for Kansas State. Isaacs floats it. Tough one, rebound Johnson. 13 points, 9 rebounds for Keontae Johnson. Kansas State over the last 9 minutes and 30 seconds, a 21-5 run to help build this 8-point lead. Johnson cannot get the roll, gets his own miss, and is fouled on the way up.
His third personal foul, team number 9.
This has to wear on you for Texas Tech, doesn't it?
Yeah, right there. That's just an effort play. Keontae Johnson's second pop bounce is so quick. His quick twitch muscles are elite.
Talked about there is no Bryson Williams this year for Texas Tech. They haven't had the guy they can just throw it to when they need a bucket. But I don't think there's any denying the talent on this roster. I think this is, I mean, when people say it's a really good 0-16, potentially 0-7 if they can't mount a comeback, they mean it. I mean, this is a very talented roster.
Yeah. It's supposed to be Kevin O'Bannon. That's supposed to be the guy that you throw it to. But his production has been so up and down. He's played well tonight, but as far as your go-to, I don't know if Texas Tech has a solidified go-to guy.
Banner steps back. No good, Noel, another rebound. He's got 8 rebounds to go with 17 points. And it's do or die time now for Texas Tech. Eight to shoot for Noel. And he lost it. It's gonna be a turnover. Looked like it just slipped off of his hand. He disagrees. Chance for the Red Raiders, though.
It looked like the ball might have bounced off the foot of Aimaq, and that's what Marquise Noel is arguing.
Crowd back into it. Aimaq, he's been somewhat quiet as well. Stays at this end. Aimaq just 4 points, 2 of 7 from the field.
Yeah, Coach Tang was concerned when we talked to him before the game. He was concerned about Aimaq because normally it takes you about 2 or 3 games to get your feet really under him and get back to your normal sub when you're coming off of injury. So Coach Tang figured that he'd play a big part in this game.
That was a big bucket right there. Still an 8-point Kansas State lead. The Wildcats have outscored Texas Tech 32-19 in this second half.
And it's a story that, I mean, Isma Massoud started it off with the big 3 right there. And then defensively, the intensity has really picked up. Cam Carter helping him out. And then this dunk right here really propelled him. But Keontae Johnson has really been the reason why Kansas State has got this lead and extended it a little bit, because in the first half, it was just Marquise Noel. But now when you add Noel, when you add Keontae Johnson, when those 2 guys are rolling, they're really hard to beat.
Keontae Johnson has 15 on the game. You see 13 of them coming here in the second half. His 3 field goals in this game, you saw them all right there. It's just been timely. They've been momentum shifters or just kind of press the pedal a little bit further. Slow start for him, but it's another game where I think you can say Texas Tech did a great job with him in the first half, but no one's been able to hold him down completely. Under 2 to play. K-State just has to take care of the ball. Who will it be? Inside to Massoud, fades away. Flash shot from Nick Massoud, that's smooth. Timeout, Kansas State. He's hit big shots this year.
Yeah, that's why Coach Tang loves to play him at that 4-5 spot. I mean, you can't keep the guy off the court because he can shoot the ball, and he makes at a high level. I mean, look at this pick and roll. Nobody steps over. He doesn't have it to where he can get to the cup because there's a man right there. So he shoots the fadeaway, and he just puts the ball in the hole. I mean, he can step out and shoot the three at an extremely consistent rate. The turnaround fade, he has nice touch around the rim. You have to keep him on the court.
Kansas State, a minute and 23 seconds away from a 17-2 start to the season, a 6-1 start in Big 12. Be their best start since 1961-62 if they're able to hold on and win this. Right now in Stillwater, Iowa State trails Oklahoma State by 2. If that result holds, they would have a game lead on Kansas and Iowa State, and they've got dinner plans in Ames on Tuesday with the Cyclones. This league is unbelievable. Kansas State was picked 10th, Iowa State was picked 8th. Both of them in the top 3 in the Big 12 right now. They're trying to get AMAC into the game for Texas Tech at the moment. How do you manage this if you're the Red Raiders? You obviously have to be quick.
Yeah, I mean, down 10, a minute 23 to go. You have to score quickly. You score quickly, get stops. Eventually it's going to come down to the foul game. Start playing that a little bit. But right now you just have to score quickly. Down 10 is a lot of points, not enough time.
Sills crunched with a screen in the backcourt. Harmon thought he was fouled going to the hoop. Mark Adams is unhappy about the no call as well. Mac checks in for Walton. Actually, they'll take, trying to figure out who they want to take off right now. It'll be Davion Harmon.
Returning for K-State, number 5, Cam Carter.
Cam Carter back in for Kansas State. Talk about Massoud hitting big shots. That's been the recipe for Kansas State all year. Yes, Marquise Noel and Keontae Johnson are the guys. Jerome Tang said everybody knows that on the team, but they respect that, and those are good dudes, which helps. But everyone's had their moments. Pop Isaacs airballs it. Fight for it underneath. The whistle against Kansas State.
It's not a bad look from Pop Isaac. He just was not able to capitalize.
Banner misses the first free throw, and that's not going to do them any favors. They are just 5 of 12 at the free throw line today. Keontae Johnson back in for Tomlin. Banner 0 for 4 at the stripe, 0 for 5 at the free throw line. And they foul Marquise Noel. West Virginia on Wednesday. Clock's ticking. Something has to change in a hurry.
I think that's a winnable game for them. West Virginia has been so up and down. I think Texas Tech can get that game, especially with the crowd that they have, with the fans, the student section rocking all the time. They can get that game against West Virginia, and that can propel things for them. The good thing in this league is you can get down quickly, but you can also bounce back quickly. String together 2 or 3 wins, your confidence is good. They can bounce back. They can recover out of this hole that they're in.
2 of their next 3 at home. They go to LSU for the SEC Big 12 Challenge. We said a few wins in a row, and things look a lot differently for them. Harmon, they got to have something in a hurry. Fades away. Tough shot for Davion Harmon to pull it back to 10 points. And they foul Noel. Banner's third. 2 shots coming up for Noel now. On the other hand, we showed you earlier those last teams from Kansas State to be ranked in the top 10. That man right there, Jerome Tang, I think they've got a real good chance to head back to the top 10 on Monday.
They do, and they've been playing well. The narrative on the team was in the non-conference they played nobody. Are they really that good? But then they get into the conference and they're playing ranked teams. Now they've beaten the Kansas, Well, the questions have been answered. This team is legit. This team is good.
Tyson 3. That's no good. Rebound Sills. Harmon takes it away. Somehow keeps it in. Isaacs puts it up. That's no good. Under 30 seconds to play. And Harmon lays it up and in. It's formality. Texas Tech takes a timeout as they trail by 10 with 23 seconds to play. Kansas State on the road at Iowa State. It's going to be an exciting weekend. Big midweek games before that, but I love the SEC Big 12 Challenge.
One of the best times of the year for sure. SEC is a very underrated basketball conference with a lot of talented teams. I mean, this year Kentucky is a little bit down, so makes the league a little bit weaker. But it's going to be a battle for sure. And Tennessee looks good. It's going to be a battle.
K-State fans ready to get the celebration started. What's that guy doing? Just staring down the camera. Into Masood, tipped away, stolen away. Tyson. Harmon. Got to shoot it quick. No good. Poked around. Tyson floats it up, but it's not going to be enough. 9.6 seconds. They will foul Marquise Noel. No quitting the Red Raiders. We'll send you to Norman at the conclusion of this one for Baylor, Oklahoma. There's just a lot of important games right now when you look at the grand scheme of things, the title race and who might still be alive in that. Kansas State, Kansas, Iowa State, of course, at the top, but Texas is there at 4-2. And TCU just picked up a huge win to move to 4-3 on the season. Baylor wants to keep. I mean, do you put all those teams in it? Do you say, yeah, they've still all got a chance?
Yeah, I think that any team can beat anybody in this league. So no lead is safe. So right now you just want to keep going one game at a time, keep stacking up wins, because anybody can be beat.
Kansas State trailed by 5 at halftime, but a response from Jerome Tang, who has taken Manhattan, Kansas by storm. They're 10-0 at Bramlage Coliseum. For King McClure and our entire fantastic crew, I'm Chucky Kemp. Kansas State beats Texas Tech 68-58. We go to Norman, Oklahoma with Mark Neely and Jay Williams.